Hello YouTube, Wes here. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, if you've been here a while, thanks for coming back to check out what I got in the month of February 2021 as far as vinyl pickups. Another pretty bonkers month. Most of this is due to a local thrift store finally opening back up for inside purchases after more than a year. Well, it's been more than a year since I've been in there. And it's been a while since I've been there, and I hit it pretty big when I did go in. It's been about a week or so ago now that I was in there. I got a bunch from that thrift store, but also got a bunch of new vinyl, mail order mostly, and some other thrift store finds, various Goodwill finds and stuff throughout the month. So we're going to go ahead and get into that in a minute. First off, got a nice package here from none other than Trish Mullins, DJ Trish, here on YouTube. Always sends out great mixes to people in the VC, and I'm excited to get some new mixes from her. It's been a little while. There was a mix-up with my address after we moved last year, it's been almost 2 years ago now, basically. Got some new Trish mixes. Let's get these things opened up and check them out. I'll say thank you very much, Trish. If for some reason you don't know Trish, she's got a great YouTube channel. I'll link her up down below. Lives in the Jersey Shore and goes and does a lot of bike ride videos and wildlife videos of stuff that's on the Jersey Shore there and all kinds of stuff. So let's see here. I'll go ahead and open up this note here first. Nice little note from Trish here. It says, "Hi Wes, well it's 2021. Here's my 2 CD mix to get the year started. It's filled with my usual eclectic self, plus an added touch of humorous songs. I hope you and your husband enjoy it. Hope this COVID goes away soon. I hope to buy a better camera. I hope to buy a better camera this summer so I could take better wildlife and bird photos. Peace, love, and music, Trish." Yeah, great photography, great videography. Just it's good to see what's going on in the Jersey Shore. She's not there just in the summer when all the tourists are there. She's there year round, so you get to see the Jersey Shore year round if you follow her channel. So that's really awesome. So let's see what these new mixes are. Always excellent mixes. There's always stuff on here you know, and a lot of stuff here you don't know. 2 CD mix, as she said here, 2021 number 1 and 2. So let's check out some of the stuff that's on 2021 number 1. Dexter Gordon, Charles Bradley, a personal favorite of mine, the Bee Gees, Genesis, Ravi Shankar, Sheila E. Yeah, great stuff on this one. Some stuff I don't know, so they're always hearing new music from Trish. Check out what's on number 2 here. Paul McCartney, Alabama Shakes, The Kinks, George Harrison, B-52s, Rockwell, Yardbirds, Arrested Development. Yeah, some great stuff on CD2 as well, and we do have a road trip this weekend to go on a hike, so bring those along in the car and enjoy them. So thank you very much, Trish. Always great to hear from you and see what's going on in the Jersey Shore. Okay, so I thought it'd be fun just to add in some more a personal flair to my videos, and I thought I'd start doing some of these Would You Rathers here. Just do a couple of these each time at the beginning of my videos, just so you can get to know me more, something fun to do with. Feel free to play along yourself on these. So this first one here is, would you rather have an uncontrollable itch that attacks at sporadic times or always have chapped lips? So yeah, I think for me, I would much rather have an uncontrollable itch that happens at random times. I don't like having chapped lips at all. So let's see. Well, that one's turning up 50-50 for the people playing along. Would you rather be on Guts or be on Legend of the Hidden Temple? I'm guessing these are TV shows. I don't know. I've never heard of either one of these, so I'm going to say Legends of the Hidden Temple, since it sounds more like a treasure hunt adventure kind of thing rather than just Guts. I don't know. So, 73% of people agreed with me on that one. And we'll do one more of these. If you saw a gang beating up a stranger, would you rather call the police but they don't get there in time, intervene and save a life but take an equally horrific beating? It's tough because you don't know that the police aren't going to get there in time, and there's no way to have that. There's no way this is possibly could be a scenario. I'm the type of person to stay out of things, so I'm just going to say I would call the police, and they wouldn't make it in time, unfortunately. Yeah, that was only 26% answered that way. So I thought that was fun. Let me know if you find these enjoyable or entertaining. Hopefully you can learn a little bit about me and who I am. So let's go ahead and get into the vinyl here. It's already been quite a while. The first one here, as I mentioned last month with my very first Blue Note Tone Poet release, I was very impressed with it. And at the time I said I had already purchased another one. And the second one I purchased is Lee Morgan's The Cooker. Yeah, another awesome one. I really enjoyed listening to this. I had not heard it before listening to it this way. Another excellent Tone Poet release. As always, sounds incredible, super quiet, pressing. Of course, nice Stout and Jacket gatefold with photos. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. As I said, this does feature a really good version of A Night in Tunisia on it. I said in my Vinyl Tag 2021 video that I wanted to buy Art Blakey's A Night in Tunisia, the later version, but I did end up getting this. Hopefully that one will get reissued soon because I really want to get that Art Blakey version. The Cooker by Lee Morgan. I also was just realizing the other day that the two Tone Poets I bought, they're both Lee Morgan releases, so I need to find something that's not Lee Morgan. I know people are also suggesting getting the Rump Roller, part of the classic series. I'm probably going to skip that one for now just because I don't need to buy another Lee Morgan. I need to buy something a little different, so be looking out for maybe one more to pick up in the month of March. But yeah, Lee Morgan's The Cooker. Awesome release there. Okay, in this next little stack are some pickups from, I believe it's 3 and 3 from each of the Goodwills here in town, and they're 3 for 99 cents if you only buy 3. But I only found 3 in each store that I wanted to buy, so that's how it worked out. So this first one here was funny. I'd never seen this before. Everybody pretty much knows Switched On Bach, but have you seen Switched Off Bach? Yeah. So this is E-Power Biggs playing the organ, of course, Glenn Gould playing the piano, and Pablo Caslas and conducting, and Zoltan Roisna conducting as well. So yeah, just taking some of the Switched On Bach stuff and doing them in a traditional classical way. So I just thought that was too funny not to pass up. So that was a pretty good one. All right, this next one I found is a piece of Christmas music to add to the collection here, kind of like a... I haven't even listened to this to tell you the truth yet because I'm just not really in the Christmas mood right now, but wanted to have it. But it does have Gene Redpath on it, but it's on the Philo label, and it's called An Unusual Collection of Traditional Carols. So I know Gene Redpath from why can't I think of the label now? I know Gene Redpath from the Folk Legacy label, a small folk label that did some really nice releases. Nice piece of Christmas there. And then another one, nothing like either of the first two here. We have Jefferson Starship's Spitfire album. A Jefferson Starship I did not have in the collection. Always nice to find some rock at the thrift store, so that was a good one. All right, and then these next 3 are from the second Goodwill. First one here was a total blind buy. It just looked interesting. Some late 80s R&B type stuff. We have Steve Arrington, Dancing in the Key of Life. I do like the album cover quite a bit. That's a cool album cover. Yeah, very 80s, late 80s pop R&B sound here on the Atlantic label. And then a 12-inch single from El DeBarge for the song My Heart Belongs to You. Just thought I'd grab that and check it out. And then the main reason I made any purchases at all there was I found a nice OG copy of Time Out, Dave Brubeck Quartet. This is on the 6i Columbia label. It's a CS, so that's stereo, right? Yes. The giant stereo at the top might tell you something, but yeah. Okay, so nice 6-eye stereo release of Time Out. A little bit crackly, but I couldn't pass this one up. So good one from a thrift store. And then one more. I don't know how. It seems like I got an extra one in there somehow. But this one is one I see often. Another piece of Christmas music. I've always kind of just wanted it based on the packaging and the looks of it and the pressing. But it's always pretty beat. And this one is still in shrink, really, really nice. So this is Organ and Chimes by Robert Rhymes, Christmas. So yeah, it's Organ and Chimes, Christmas music. And the one reason to pick this one up, or another reason to pick this one up, is glorious, glorious translucent red vinyl. Yeah. Not all of them are pressed on red. I have found this pressed in black before. It's one of those Christmas albums that was around for a while, got many represses. But you do see this red one pretty often, so I was glad to find it. Yeah, a really nice, clean one in shrink. Definitely wanted to grab that one. All right, this next thing I have to share is a newer artist in the sort of alt-country genre, I guess is the best way to put it. An artist I have struggled with. He has this sort of persona that he takes on, and I'm not real big on gimmicky things like that. And it was a turnoff for me. I couldn't deny that the music was really good, so I finally broke down and bought the album, and that is Orville Peck's Pony. I believe it came out last year, or the year before. It came out in 2019, but it definitely got a lot of recognition last year. Very different kind of alt-country. He is openly gay, so he sings songs. Some songs will have a gay theme to them. He's singing about a boy. But yeah, really, really excellent music. I'm definitely glad I finally dove in and checked this one out. Really enjoyable listen. He has this very rich, deep voice that just cuts right through you. Very emotional, very emotive. Excellent alt country artist. This one did come with a nice poster inside. I do like that. And then on the flip side of the poster are lyrics. Yeah, Orville Peck, Pony. Finally got around to grabbing that one, and I've been enjoying spinning it. All right, these next few I have to share with you are some more Goodwill finds from another weekend trip there. Again, with some more Christmas music. I'm finding a lot of Christmas in February, but I pick it up when I see it. This first one here, another Mannheim Steamroller record. I featured a Mannheim Steamroller, their first one in my Christmas Vinyl Survivor series this past Christmas. This, I believe, was the next one they released from 1988, it looks like. Yeah, so Fresh Air Christmas by Mannheim Steamroller. Again, with the nice gold embossing there. Just really nicely recorded, enjoyable Christmas music. And then another copy of the one I featured in my Vinyl Survivor series. That one will probably end up in my Discogs store. So if this is something you're looking for, check out my Discogs store. That will be linked up down below. And then the last thing I picked up, a copy of Helen Reddy's I Am Woman. Just never listened to this one before. It was a nice clean copy, so I thought, what the heck, go ahead and grab it, give it a try. I don't expect to keep this one, but just wanted to hear it on its original format. Okay, this next thing I have to share with you is also a thrift store find, but it was brand new, factory sealed when I bought it, and I paid $10 for it, so it's not necessarily your typical thrift store find, but it's something I've kind of wanted for a while now. And I found it there at a thrift store that I go to. It was at the Habitat for Humanity thrift store I go to about once a week. And they got in a bunch of newer sealed vinyl. It was really weird. Like half of them were open. They were all sort of newer titles for the most part. It was like somebody had started a collection and sort of got into it, but not really. So yeah, they had a bunch of interesting stuff. There was a bunch of hip-hop there, a bunch of newer hip-hop artists that I didn't really care for. There was some Outkast there that I'm kind of not sure I probably should have grabbed. But I have all the Outkast on CD, and I don't really absolutely have to have it on vinyl. But this is a piece of rock and roll that I wanted to have. It's something from my middle school, high school days. And yeah, that's Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 2. Unfortunately, they didn't have the first one. They only had the second one here. But this is my favorite of the two albums anyway. This one has Civil War, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Get in the Ring. Pretty good tracks on here. Yeah, and this was brand new, factory sealed when I got it. A GZ vinyl pressing of it. I believe that's what's sort of out and about available. So for $10, I went ahead and grabbed this. I also grabbed a Justin Bieber picture disc at the same time for $10, and I sold it for $25 on Discogs. So technically, I didn't pay anything for that, I guess. Okay, now we're about to get controversial here. Yes, I picked up one of the Walmart Metallica reissues. This is the Metallica Master of Puppets reissue from Walmart. All colored vinyl pressings of the first 4-5 albums, and then Hardwired to Self-Destruct also, I guess. Yeah, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, which I did not like that album at all. I have it on CD. Do not need to have it on vinyl. But the reason I picked this up is because this is the only of the first 5 that I did not have the blackened reissue of previously. I had an earlier reissue that's a pretty good reissue, but I think the blackened reissues are better sounding. And so yeah, this was one I had on my Amazon wish list forever, just never got around to actually buying it. And when it came in that Walmart had it on colored vinyl, I went ahead and picked it up one evening when we were there doing our grocery shopping. And this does come with a nice insert with lyrics and liner notes and some more photos. It's pressed on a really nice sort of smoky brown, brownish red color. Matches the album artwork very nicely. Sounds amazing. I've been enjoying playing this a lot lately. Really enjoyable. Some people have been claiming that the Metallica has their own pressing plant. That's not true. These are pressed at Palace. But yeah, excellent versions of these albums. Either pick up the regular blackened black ones that you find anywhere, or these ones from Walmart are just as good. And if you want the colored vinyl, that's the way to do it. So yeah, I bought one, but I don't need to buy any more because I already have those basically on black vinyl. I don't need to have the colored vinyl versions. All right, this next one I have to share with you was another bargain find of mine. This was one of my favorite albums from 2020. I only purchased this on CD since the vinyl was originally very, very high priced. A single LP for $35 was the price on it. Seemed kind of steep for me, but I love the album, and I was in Target, and it was a Target exclusive, and I saw that they had it on clearance for $10.74. I think it was 70% off was technically the discount. But that is the Dixie Chicks Gaslighter. Excellent album from them. I think their first album in like 14 years. It's a really good album. It's a breakup album. It's a divorce album. Natalie Maines was going through a divorce when she wrote this. She originally planned to just do more of a straight ahead kind of country pop kind of album, and then the divorce happened, and yeah, she definitely got some fire that spurred some great songs. So that's what came out of it, was this album, and I really do love this album. This is a great album. There's the gatefold, a photo, and some liner notes. And then the inner sleeve is a nice yellow with lyrics on it for all the songs. And then the Target exclusive pressing, neon pink, super bright, yeah, wow. This thing really pops, but yeah, great album from them. I don't see a lot of people talking about the Dixie Chicks. I don't know. I've enjoyed their music since the beginning, especially when they got more political. I appreciated that they were speaking their minds, and in a way that wasn't necessarily accepted in the country music world. So yeah, Dixie Chicks Gaslighter. Finally got this on vinyl. I was glad I was able to get it on vinyl. Okay, and then all the rest I have to show you here, which is still a pretty big stack of vinyl. These all came from that thrift store I mentioned. It's called the Repurposed Project. They sort of recycle used building material. So if you need like a sink or a countertop or some cabinets, and you're on a budget or you want something with a vintage look to it, they have it there. But they also get in a lot of other things. They get in a lot of camera equipment and furniture and vinyl records and CDs and DVDs and electronics. So it's a place I like to visit on occasion, every few weeks anyway, and I'm glad they're finally opened up on the inside again. They were real strict about how they dealt with the coronavirus stuff, but they're allowing a limited amount of people inside nowadays to shop inside, where that's where the records and the electronics and the camera equipment and all the stuff that I'd be interested in is inside there. So I wasn't able to get to it for the past year. So this first one here, kind of a folky, a little bit, it's listed as a little bit on the psych folky side. I think it's more of a folky kind of thing. Looked kind of interesting to me. I've sampled it a bit. I do enjoy this quite a bit. It's by the artist Melissa. I believe it's a self-titled. I think this was her only album on the on the Decca label. Yeah, really enjoyable stuff. Really great musician. I definitely enjoyed hearing this, and that was a nice thrift store find. Something I wouldn't have found otherwise, most likely. I do like the album cover on there. It has kind of a Van Morrison-esque kind of cover. I think that's what they were going for. So that's a good album. Definitely one to check out if you like folk music, or folk rock, folky singer-songwriter kind of stuff. Next up, a piece of jazz. This is the lush side of Cannonball Adderley with an orchestra. I sampled this a bit. I didn't know if it was going to dive into that sort of more cheesy realm, but this is just a nice, smooth jazz kind of feel to it. It didn't come off as cheesy. It just came off as sort of a nice dinner music, I would say. But yeah, really nice one. Cannonball Adderley on the Mercury label. I'm finding more and more I freaking love anything on the vintage Mercury label. They just sound amazing. This sounds incredible. Just the recordings are so good on a lot of these Mercury releases. So I tending to where I'm keeping an eye out for them. I know the Mercury Living Presence series on the classical side of things is definitely highly regarded, and these other things from Mercury Records around that time, they sound incredible. So I'm well into this stuff. Even I find I like them even more than the Living Stereo releases from RCA. Okay, this next one was another blind buy. I just had to pick this up based on the cover. It is a Christian artist, but yeah, check out this cover. I mean, who's going to pass that up in a thrift store? Isn't that just awesome? The cover, unfortunately on this one, the cover is better than the music, but the music is good. It's definitely very religious Christian kind of music. But the guitar playing is nice, of course. I believe his dad is a luthier of some sort. There's definitely some photos I saw online of their guitar collection. It was very impressive, and it looked like there were some guitars being worked on. So yeah, definitely grew up around guitars and has been playing a long time. Played all his life probably growing up, and yeah, had a small sort of regional career here in the sort of North Florida, Southern Georgia area. I think this record, his fan club, I guess, or whatever, is in Jacksonville. But yeah, that's a cool one. Definitely one to check out. I think there's some clips on YouTube that you can check out of Little David. So yeah, that was a cool find in a thrift store. Next up, a bit of blues rock here. We have John Mayall with Memories. John Mayall, Jerry McGee, and Larry Taylor. I did not have this one, so that was a nice one to find. A little bit rough around the edges, but I'll clean it up and give it a listen anyway. Wanted to hear that one. Here's a pretty cool one back in the jazz area. Jack Mcduff with Kisses on the Sugar Hill label, 1980. So a little bit kind of a smooth fusion-y jazz kind of sound, but a nice listen. All right, next up, another one that's on this sort of the smooth fusion-y jazz kind of feel to it. Another one I picked up because I thought the album cover was cool. This is The Dream featuring Bob Baldwin, A Long Way to Go. Yeah, I like that album cover. Just a kid sort of trying to get into the fountain there, and he's got his Mickey Mouse ears on. That was pretty cool. Yeah, kind of a smooth fusion-y jazz kind of feel, 1988. So yeah, we're getting definitely into that very, very keyboardy kind of fusion jazz that happened in the late 80s. Probably not going to be keeping this one around, but a fun pickup and a fun one to spin. Next up, this one is pretty funny because someone, a few days after I picked this up, and obviously before I had a chance to show it, someone commented on an older video of mine from a few years ago saying, hey, why didn't you pick up that Power Station album? And well, at the time they didn't know it, but I had just picked up the Power Station album, but in a different place. This is one I used to see a lot, as in that video from a few years back where I didn't pick it up. Just one of those ones that I just always passed on. Because I thought, oh, it'll always be there. You see this one everywhere, and now you're seeing it less and less. So I went ahead and grabbed it this time, and I thought it was funny that, you know, a couple days after I picked it up, someone commented asking why I didn't pick it up. But yeah, I did pick up the Power Station album, 33 1/3. This next one was a pretty cool find. Didn't expect to find this one. This is Robert Fripp Network. This one has it's got David Byrne on here, Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins is on here, Daryl Hall. I mean, it's basically a who's who. I mean, Robert Fripp could work with anyone he wanted probably at that point. So yeah, that was a really cool find to find a Robert Fripp. I guess it's more like an EP. 1985 is the year on that one. Okay, this next one I have here is a piece of synth pop that I had never heard of before. It's a 12-inch. Don't normally like to pick up 12 inches, but just to hear it, give it a listen, I will grab them. This is Units with The Right Man is the title, is the song track, I believe, from 1982. Yeah, some really good synth pop. I really do enjoy this group. Check out and see if they have any more releases, but that was a nice find. All right, this next one is a pretty cool find. Occasionally you'll find radio station compilations that feature bands from the local area, wherever that radio station was. And that's what I have here from, I don't know what year this is from. It's sometime in the 80s, I'm guessing. Okay, 1980 looks like is the year on all these. So right at the beginning of the 80s, this is WCMF 96, Rochester's Homegrown Bands. So I'm guessing this is from Rochester, New York. A bunch of groups on here. They're all local groups, nobody I've ever heard of before. And inside the gatefold, you get a photo and a little bit of information on each group. Yeah, so I thought that was a cool find, you know, very obscure thing, and it should be a fun one to dive into, and maybe there'll be some good music on here. Okay, this next one is a new addition for the Harry Belafonte collection. It's getting harder and harder to find additions for that collection, but I managed to find one in a thrift store here. This is Harry and Lena, Harry Belafonte and Lena Horne. For the love of life, Fabergé presents music from the television special Harry and Lena. So I guess they did a television special at some point, and this was the recording from it. So yeah, one I did not have, so went ahead and grabbed it. Was glad to find a nice clean copy still in shrink of that. All right, this next one was a really cool find. Somebody recently was talking about this. I think it might have been Steve Value Vinyl was talking about this. This is Frankie Smith with Children of Tomorrow, and this is the album that features the song Double Dutch Bus on it. But this is the full LP. I didn't even realize he had made a full LP. I just knew Double Dutch Bus was kind of those one-hit wonders. But yeah, it was really cool to find this. Just stumble across it in a thrift store. definitely had to grab that. So that was a really killer find. All right, this next one, kind of in the, I guess, the blues rock genre, I guess would be the best way to put it. A band I had never heard of before either. This is Pure Food and Drug Act, their album Choice Cuts. Kind of not a very interesting cover there. Does have a nice gatefold, some band members in there. Yeah, just an interesting band to check out and discover some of their music. So we're glad to have found that one. Next up, another one for the Christmas collection. This is a 12-inch single, but I had to grab it just to check it out. I'd never heard this before. This is Dear Santa, Bring Me a Man This Christmas, The Weather Girls. So the Weather Girls did It's Raining Men. This is a Christmas song that sounds a whole lot like It's Raining Men. Yeah, I think they were trying to cash in on the popularity of It's Raining Men with this one, but it's Christmas. The only thing that could have made this better if it was on red vinyl. Unfortunately it's on black vinyl, but yeah, I was glad to pick this one and check it out. Next thing, I picked this up again based on the album cover alone. Didn't know much about the band. They're kind of a pub rock, hard rock kind of band, I guess would be the best way to put them. This is Moving Pictures with Days of Innocence. I love the album cover there. I should see that looks almost like it almost has the look of like a Hypnosis cover, but I don't think it is a Hypnosis cover. But yeah, just a good sort of, as I said, heavy rock, blues rock kind of band from the late 70s or early 80s. 82 is the year on that one. All right, and the next one here is a local artist that I hadn't heard of. This is from 1982 as well. This is Jan Shim. So this is just a very singer-songwritery, folky kind of artist from Micanopy, Florida, where my parents live, just a little bit south of here. So yeah, it was just anytime I find something that's local, I always grab it just because I enjoy collecting and learning about history of local music. So that was a cool one to find. And the last one I have to share with you this month, let you go. I know this has been a long video. Got a 80s release from Carole King. This is titled Speeding Time. 1984 is the year on here. And yeah, so far I've gotten into this a little bit. Not a great Carole King album. She tries to do some synth poppy kind of stuff. It doesn't work. So yeah, unfortunately ending on a sad note, but it's Carole King, and I like to at least try everything. So that was the last find from that thrift store that as I said, I hadn't been in over a year, so it was good to get back in there. So hope you enjoyed the video this month for my new finds. Leave me some questions or comments you have down below if you have any. Let me know what you think of what I found this month. Thank you very much for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, please think about subscribing so you can be kept up to date with future episodes. Thank you very much. Have a great day, great night. Remember, there is no bad music, only music you don't like. And we'll see you again next time. Cheers.